Good afternoon, boys and girls, and our story this week is Rocketmole, and it links to our topic all about space. And the author is Matt Carr. That's the man who has wrote all of the words in this book. Let's begin. Armstrong the mole was fed up with living underground. It was dark, damp and dirty, and a bit boring. But boring is what moles do, laughed his friend Mona. You see, Armstrong was a star-nosed mole. Instead of digging down, he preferred to look up. He was also a clever and inventive mole. He built himself a telescope and made some glasses to look through so he could see right into the sky. Armstrong yearned for adventures. One night he tunnelled up to the surface to look at the moon. It was amazing, glowing brightly in the sky. That's it, he said to himself. I'm going to the moon. Armstrong called a mole meeting to all his friends. Don't be silly, said Doug. We moles stay underground because it's safe down here. Armstrong didn't care about danger. He was on a mole mission. But soon he found out that getting a small mammal into orbit wasn't very easy. This ladder is far too short, he said. The moon is so far away to bounce. He didn't give up though. Boom. Ouch! To get to the moon, he was going to have to think big. Very big. Armstrong worked day and night until he made the biggest rocket any mole has ever built. Even his friends were bravely impressed at how well he had come up with this idea. Let's count down together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Woohoo! The rocket zoomed into space at incredible speeds. The journey to the moon was long and dangerous, but floating around in zero gravity was so much fun, although drinking tea was a bit of a struggle. After a few days, Armstrong reached the moon. He leapt out full of excitement. This is one small step for a man, one giant leap for a mole, he said. Hooray! He made it. Armstrong was the first mole on the moon. He felt very proud. He would have patted himself on the back, but his spacesuit was far too tight. Armstrong began to explore. He bounced around for a bit, but the novelty soon wore off. The moon was not that different from home. It was too dark and cold, and a bit boring. There's just no atmosphere up here. Suddenly, Armstrong felt very small. He sat down for a spot of lunch. The world looked so beautiful with its oceans, land and fluffy clouds. I miss the earth and I miss my friends, he sighed. He tried to eat his dehydrated cheese sandwich, but he couldn't get it past his space helmet. It's time to go home. Armstrong headed back down to Earth. Whee! And landed with a bump. He was about to go underground and find his friends when they surprised him. They'd plucked up the courage and ventured above ground to welcome him home. You're an inspiration to all of us, said Maggie. You've shown that if you're brave enough to follow your dreams, anything is possible. Welcome home. It's one giant leap for mole kind, chuckled Armstrong. The welcome home party was brilliant, but Armstrong looked glum. I've been to the moon. Now I want to see the world, he said. But it's no fun on my own. His friends already felt bigger and braver. Don't worry, we'll come with you, they all cried. That's it. Armstrong had a great idea. If I recycle the rocket, it might just work. And so Armstrong built an amazing underground boring machine and set out on a brand new adventure. This time, with all his friends on board. Let's go! We've got a whole world to explore. And that's where he went. Armstrong and his friends travelled the world. They went to New York, France, bonjour, Antarctica, have an ice day. He went to Kenya, Mount Everest, the Taj Mahal in India, China, Australia. They travelled the whole world. And that just shows, boys and girls, like in our PSHCE lesson this week, if you're very brave, you can do anything. Have a lovely weekend, kids. See you soon.